Welcome to Inside San Diego, where we take a personal look at the hottest trends under the sun. On today's show, we'll have the most San Diego has to offer in love, life, fashion, fitness, food, and all-around entertainment. Live from the studios at KUSI News, Inside San Diego.
Also, today, is there really such a thing as healthy jealousy? Find out how it can help put the spark back into your relationship.
That'd be cool. I bet there is.
Coming up next on Inside San Diego, why sometimes jealousy can be good for a relationship. Lily Cotilla is here to tell us how to make your man realize what he's got without ruining your relationship.
That's right.
Welcome back. If you are feeling a little neglected in your relationship, you may get the urge to spark a little jealousy in your partner.
How can I feel that? I've got a great wife and a great co-host. I'm taking care of all of this.
Oh,
But
please.
how do you do that without ruining your relationship? Lily Cotilla is here to tell us a little bit about it. Good morning,
Hi,
Lily.
Lily. Good morning.
Fresh back in from Minneapolis, one of the greenest cities we just mentioned.
I just saw that, number 3. Wow.
What do you think about that? Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
We're glad to have you this morning. All right, let's talk about jealousy. Why do many people resort to jealousy when their relationship is maybe things are a little shaky?
Yeah, well, I think healthy relationships are really based on trust and respect. And a lot of times I think we're scared to really make ourselves vulnerable in relationships. So instead of asking for what it is we want or even knowing what it is that we're missing in a relationship, we're going to turn to getting back at someone else to elicit that behavior. But it really doesn't work. We really have to drop down in ourselves and figure out what it is we're wanting and then ask for it instead of doing it passive-aggressive ways.
Typically, what are people jealous of in relationships? Obviously, the other man or the other woman, but there can be other things that people use to make others jealous.
Yeah, well, I think people make others jealous when we're not feeling appreciated for the efforts we put into a relationship, or when we're not given the time. Someone might find really admirable in a partner, which is another way of phrasing healthy jealousy, that maybe she gets a promotion at work, or she's a really good mom, or she has her own independent social life. So those are really great things. But if they're not balanced, and if he isn't given the time and dedication as her husband, then that admiration is slowly going to turn into jealousy and
it becomes envy, and then it's just
threatening a little bit.
Yeah.
No, and what's interesting is that, people find each other based upon certain characteristics that they have. And when one person uses the characteristic they got to get the other person as a way to make that person jealous, I guess that is probably the worst.
Yeah, and it typically happens because we play out the stuff that happens in a relationship, and we don't even realize it until it's too late. So that's why it's really important to continuously be self-reflecting in our relationships.
Now, we're talking today about healthy types of jealousy. Now, you say there aren't very many.
Yeah, there are not very many. Actually, from an evolutionary perspective, jealousy increases our sexual feelings and our feelings of lust. If you can imagine walking down a street and you see a bear, your anxiety is going to go off the roof. So you're going to remember that experience really well. If you walk down the street and see a bush, you're not going to remember much of anything. So when you have jealousy, you actually have more increased feelings around love. But that's not the only way of going about getting it.
Do you think it's possible, while I have you here, to have for people to have strong relationships with someone of the opposite sex? So in other words, the boyfriend has a really good friend that's a girl, and that causes jealousy with the wife, or vice versa. The wife has a really good friend that's a boy, and then the husband gets jealousy. What happens there? How do you handle that?
That's really interesting, and this is where the fine balance comes in. Like you were saying, we're typically attracted to people for certain traits. So someone might be a good communicator. So that's something that there might be a healthy jealousy around. If we go to a party and they're talking about, wow, we're really drawn to that quality, we see that other men are drawn to that quality. Oh, we remember, oh, she's somebody special. We're lucky to have her. We're going to continue to assert positive aspects into the relationship. But what happens is when that crosses over the line and that's no longer about communication, instead he starts to flirt and kind of flaunt it in her face, that's when we ask ourselves, what's really going on here for him? What's he not getting? Now, if we overreact to that simple communicating with people at a party, that's when we ask ourselves, what are the false belief systems that I have that are causing me to overreact? Do I feel I'm unlovable? Do I feel like I'm bad in bed? Am I not worthy of trust and respect? So it's really twofold. Both people end up contributing to the dynamic.
We need to talk about it, is what it sounds like.
Fine line. Lily Cotilla,
Yeah.
always wonderful to talk to you. We're going to have your tips on the KUSI website.
Great.
And we'll see you next time.
Yeah, I look forward to it.
Enjoy your day. Welcome
Have a
back
good one. Thanks.
from Minneapolis.